According to that one, he's got 2 minutes, but that may be the end of 3:28. It's a little crooked, but. It's different than that clock, though. That clock says it's 4:30. And I don't have my phone, so I don't know what time it really is. What time does your phone say?
3:29.
Okay, thank you. Coming out of the cold. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Perfect for this cold weather now.
Yeah, until this weekend.
Yeah, and then it'll be warm again.
Bring our shorts back out, because it's
Yeah,
60.
get back out and clean up the yard again.
You missing yours?
What minutes are she talking about? Make sure.
The October 21st minutes.
Yeah. I was afraid it was something else. Maybe I was supposed to have another back page or something. Okay. You're almost, I'm just watching for, I'm waiting for the conductor. But if you think it's okay, I mean, that one says it's 4:31, so somewhere's in the middle. Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to the City of Urbana Arts and Culture Commission meeting on Wednesday, November 12th, 2025, held at 3:30 p.m. today at 400 South Vine Street in Urbana, Illinois. The first item on the roll call agenda today is the call to order and a roll call.
Sarah Buckman,
Present.
Robert White,
Present.
Barbara Headland,
Present.
Abby Harris,
Present.
Hannah Andreessen, Xander Hazel.
Present.
Moving on, we need an approval of minutes of the previous meeting. Is there any questions or discussion before we get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve October 21st minutes.
Do we have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. The motion has passed. Do we have any additions to the agenda today?
No additions.
Thank you. And is there any public input for this meeting?
No public input.
Thank you. Then we are ready for a presentation from our fearless leader to present her staff report.
Hello, everyone. Right. We have some pretty exciting things that are on the horizon for us, so I'm just going to get started here. And the first thing I wanted to do was just give you all an update about the 2025 grants, arts grants, and that cycle. People are starting to have their programs, wrap them up, and I believe that our first grantee is actually ready to start reporting already, so that's pretty exciting. And then also I wanted to let you all know that for the 2024 grants, there are only 3 folks who need to wrap up and get their final report in, and then after that, everyone will have completed all their projects and gotten all their funding. In terms of the Urbana Arts Grants for 2024, we also have a very special project that's happening right now. About a year ago, I was working with one of the former city planners here at the City of Urbana, and we were working on just general ideas of how to sort of represent the impact of the arts grants, and some of those sort of bits of data have happened in the past with past cycles, but I really wanted to get in and do something a little bit more detailed. And so recently, the StatCom students at U of I, which stands for Statistics in the Community, they reached out. They said that this is what we do. We basically help organizations work on data, and we're kind of interested in doing something with the city or arts and culture. And so I said, do I have a project for you? And so together, those students and myself are going to be working on doing a report for the 2024 Arts Grants cycle, which is going to include some data visualizations about funding and, you know, what tier got what, or what type of projects or genre of arts got certain funding, lots of different ways to express the data there, and basically overall show the impact. They're also going to be doing a mapping project locating all of the events that occurred. So it's going to be this really exciting project. They're just going to go into a lot of detail, and I'm going to be assisting them with some of that work. Also, the students in the spring hope to bring this report to you all to do a presentation, and hopefully we'll also do a presentation to City Council. And the goal for this is to just sort of gather all the information, create a narrative about why funding the arts is so important locally, and how the Arts and Culture Programming and Commission should keep doing what they're doing and focus on supporting, increasing funding, increasing support, that sort of thing. And as some of us may know, a lot of people need sort of that data to make that happen. So I'm really excited about this project. I'm kind of hoping that I can give updates as I get them, and maybe just share tidbits of how the project's going with you all as the months go on. But it was something I'm pretty excited about.
They come to you and volunteer their services?
I was blown away. I was like, you want to help for free? But it's really incredible experience. And these students, I'm just going to go back and tell you a little bit about them. They're from here in the US. There's also a ton of international students who are part of this. And it's basically to have more application, real life application in their work, and working locally with communities. Like they've worked with like Carl and some other bigger organizations in town, but really focusing on like a small area of data and then just being able to like tell that story, whatever the story is. But they've come here for a couple of meetings already, asked a ton of questions, and basically I'm giving them information, and then they're going to kind of discover what metrics are popping up, like, oh, well, we should totally express what like what genre of art is getting however much money, and just little detailed avenues where it went past what I was thinking, where I'm like, let's make a map of everything that happened and how many people showed up. So they're really going to be way more creative than I could be when it comes to like how people share data. And yeah, they're mostly undergrads, but some master's students too, I believe. Okay. So next is the most exciting thing on the agenda, I think, which is the call for proposals for the City of Urbana's parking deck mural project. And so this is in partnership with 40 North. We've been working on trying to secure the partnership, the collaboration, and the space for a new mural. And this is the location. So this is basically above Encanto. I believe it's the same building that Encanto is. And then, so the wall belongs to Mike Hosier. And he's been really amazing with collaborating with 40 North on letting this happen and partner up with allowing Art to be on his building. But it is going to be very large, and I just wanted to give some information on here. I did give you guys a packet, and it's basically just a printout version of the application, so you can just see what other people are seeing. But the project timeline is that the calls are open now, and they will close towards the beginning of February. And so after that happens, the 40 North team and I will kind of like look through some of the applications to just see, comb through feasibility purposes. I'm just going to go through the next slide real quick because this detail of the wall surface texture, it's definitely going to be quite the challenge. And so it is strongly encouraged that aerosol artists apply for this position or for this project. And so once we kind of have a selection kind of whittled down, we'll be bringing it to you all. And then, and Mike Hosier will also be a part of that initial selection process. But it's basically for the artist's portfolio, so it's not like voting on any pieces. It's just kind of seeing the style that the artists do, seeing that they're very capable, that they've done it before, as in large-scale murals. And then in late February, hopefully we'll have some completed selection with the artists, and it might need to be a special meeting that we schedule just based on the timeline. So just be prepared that it could be not aligned with our actual commission meeting, but it might have to be scheduled outside of it for the final approval. And then in April, the artist will begin the work, so it's pretty exciting. It's going to take a large crane to do this work, so it's not just like get on a ladder or on a boom lift. It's going to be a serious crane that has to be rented out.
Not like Da Vinci when he had his scaffold and he's.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, in case anyone's watching who wants to maybe apply, I just wanted to put down some of the information in the application. It will be a portfolio of about 5 or 8 images that would be submitted, preferably mural works or something similar. And they would need to provide title, media, dimensions, year produced, budget, and location, because that's going to be a huge part of this project. And an artist statement, including biography, website, social media, and then they will be required to submit their preliminary budget, because the set amount is going to be $50K for this project. The artist will be basically in charge of the renting of the equipment, all of the purchasing for the supplies and the paints, and any other equipment needed. So that's going to be in that budget that they send.
Are you doing local search only or national, international?
I believe that we've opened the search for anyone.
Okay.
There's always pros and cons to local and regional and someone who's, international. So we'll just have to see we have a lot of really talented muralists locally. So, I think that it'll be exciting to see who submits their portfolios, but I believe it is open.
And I imagine travel and accommodations would be something that they have to consider.
They would have to put it in their budget.
Yeah.
I was just gonna double check that that's
I was
not
looking for
listed
that
in there.
For the same reason. I was curious if it was including outside of this county, for example, or central Illinois, or.
I believe, I only have the first 2 pages of that packet that you guys have, but I'm pretty sure it does not specify to
I didn't
local.
see it.
Okay. And if anyone has more questions, 40 North is doing the sort of the work to get the submissions in, and then once they have gotten them all in, we're going to be reviewing. But if you have any questions, you can email Kelly White. She'll have some answers. And if any artists have some questions about this call, they can ask too. They can also visit the 40 North website where they have their drop-down menu for calls for artists, and you can see some other opportunities there too. But I'm very excited. And I think what's really special about that location is that when you're entering downtown Urbana from the east side, it's this huge wall that's like basically I wouldn't call it a gateway, but it is an opportunity to really welcome people from a distance. And then kind of right in front of it too, but not in the way, is the ECA's Murals on Glass mural. So it's just like lots of art. It's going to be a very beautiful sight to see whatever happens.
Vivian, would you share where the funding came from for the grant?
Yeah, so this funding is all from the TIF budget that we have. And so it is under the arts and culture TIF. And because it falls within that region, we're able to use that funding for it, which is really amazing. And so I think what I'm really excited about is that so much of this is going to go to an artist and not to like a business that's gonna, do it for them or something like that. So I'm really excited about that. And I think that there's going to be further conversations about content and, what the wants and needs are. But I don't think there's going to be a dictation of any, content, but just some basics, the same sort of information that we gave the ground mural folks. Mm-hmm. And I don't have too much, but I did just want to share that there are a couple of things coming up. And since it's sort of mid-November, I'm putting them on here. December postmark is going to be a pretty fun one. It's going to be December 6th from 2 to 4. And 40 North and myself, we're going to be downtown Urbana at IMC. There's going to be lots of like art making, scavenger hunt. There's going to be a couple of different holiday markets happening at the same time. At IMC, there's going to be some sort of art market, and also the mistletoe market that happens every year since 2017 is going to be happening at Lincoln Square Mall. And there's probably a lot more, but I just wanted to put these two in because they're going to be happening very close to where Postmark is. And then that next weekend is going to be the Downtown Urbana Winter Lights event. And this is in partnership with Immersion Fest. And I'm really excited because we did this last year on a small scale. And this year we're going to be adding more installations on, there's going to be one on Cinema Gallery. There's going to be one shining on C4A across from the Cohen Building, and then also some interactive light installations happening in Crane Alley, North and South Crane Alley. And then also there is going to be a hot cocoa station at the back of Gallery Art Bar on that back patio. So it's going to be really cute. And it'll definitely line up with some other things that are happening downtown also that weekend. So yeah, it'll be a good time. And I think that's all I have for my staff report. And I don't have any new business this month, but there are some things in the works that I hope to bring to you all next month.
I saw that the rest of the vinyl was installed on Main Street. Some of the new updated windows that we voted on a couple of months back is all installed and looks really nice.
Yeah, I think where the old UBA was. So there's the new murals on glass there. And all the utility box murals that went in, the new ones are all up. They've been getting a lot of press coverage. I was asked to do an interview recently, And it was a very windy day, and they asked me questions, and I did my best. But I had a couple folks message me later saying, "I saw you on TV, Vivian," and I was like, "Oh no." But the utility boxes looked great.
Like the weatherman in a
Yeah.
hurricane.
It was a little bit like that. Yeah. But they definitely make a difference. And I don't know how many of you have seen some of the new ones, but outside of Paradiso, there's a new one. There's a new one outside of Heel to Toe on Main and Broadway. And then across from Clark Lindsay on Race in Windsor. And then also near the Vet Med sign that's on Lincoln and Florida. But yeah, pretty exciting. We do have a guest here today. And what? Is the meeting closed? Not yet. Okay. Well, I'm all wrapped up with this staff report, so thank you so much. And if you have any questions about any of the upcoming calls or events, just let me know.
So at this point, we've sort of covered it, the murals on glass selection for Lincoln Square Mall. We've already addressed that partially today, right? Is there anything to add to that?
So those two new ones, it looks like they're probably not going to get installed at the end of this year just because the weather has turned kind of on the quicker side, and the scheduling with the small windows of warm weather are just probably not going to line up with Dean's graphics. So it's kind of, it's more likely that it'll be in the spring for those two. But there's a chance it could happen if there's like a really warm couple of days. But their window for scheduling is just really, it happens very quickly. Sometimes they won't, the notice will be very short before you know it's getting installed.
What's the normal average time that it takes to install something like that, depending on the size of it, of course?
I think it's easier for the murals on glass installation versus the utility boxes because those have so many different sides to them, like all the small pieces. So probably just an hour or two, I think, for the murals on glass.
But usually, like printing for them
Oh,
takes
yeah.
up a couple weeks to get in
Oh,
line.
that.
Get it all
So I
set
wonder
up.
if that's also having
Yeah.
things printed, ready to go.
And just getting on their schedule. They're very busy. That
Sure.
company's busy.
Are there any plans to address the boxes at the south end of Lincoln Square at some point?
So those actually don't belong to the city.
Uh-huh.
And I believe they belong to IDOT. And a couple of years ago, I did reach out to a contact that was given to me for IDOT. And I think that it's a little hard to get in touch with folks there on such a larger scale. They're doing a lot of things. But someone did mention it to me recently where they said, can't we do one here? And the thing is we just need to get that approval from the people who own the box. Yeah, but there are some on campus that we own that are outside of TIFF, but are in some really awesome locations. And our one of our city employees recently who works in public works, he actually reached out to me and sent me a picture and was like, hey, Vivian, this should be one of your next ones because it gets tagged a lot. And it's in just like this, main corner on campus. So it might be something to look into to, use some of the general funds like we did this time around for the one next to Clark Lindsay to use it for ones on campus. That could kind of like bridge downtown possibly to campus.
Well, and then there might be some cooperation with the university and the art department, for example. There's a wall right next to the music building on the west side that's totally wide open and needs something.
Windows or like
No
just
windows,
a wall?
just a brick wall, a huge brick wall, but it really sort of calls for something there.
Do you happen to know if, is that on the Urbana side?
I think
of
it
town?
is.
It is on the
I think it
Urbana
is.
side. It's on the south side of Granite.
Oh, okay.
And it's right next to the canopy.
Yeah.
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 Canopy's on the,
Oh, that
yeah,
is.
Yeah.
that whole wall is
It's
white-
blank.
open
It
for
needs art.
That's very interesting.
proposals.
Just gonna take a little
Something to
note
Look at.
there.
Every time I walk over there, I go, it's like the walls underneath Granite too, all those big columns underneath, and I think,
Yeah.
why can't we have art on those columns? But I didn't get any response when I made the proposal.
Yeah.
They didn't seem to be interested, but it seemed like a perfect place. It's an
But-
arts and performing arts center.
Near
Yeah.
Canopy Club, I think would make way more sense
Heck
too.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
they might say yes, I think is what I'm thinking, but cool, okay.
It's the wall, if you're walking up the building from the north side of the music building, it's the wall to your right.
Okay. Might have to do a little
Wide
field
open,
trip.
you can't miss it. It's really wide.
Wow, cool. Well, thanks, Barbara.
Just a thought.
Yeah, I got that in my notes.
Okay, great. Well, so then we have a visitor. Should we move on to our visitor now?
I think we're
gonna
close the meeting first.
Oh, okay. All right. So if, in that case, do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn?
Do you have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion has passed. Thank you all.
Good afternoon, everyone. I did want you to close the meeting